NFL fans, it's $1 Million Maker time. I'm doing my Draft Kings $1 Million Maker lineup for you guys. I'm going to go over my strategy and what places I think we could take advantage of in order to get off, the popular picks, be a little more contrarian, and give us a real shot at winning the $1 million. All right, let's go over my lineup. I always like to start with defense first. I'm paying up for a defense this week, and I'm paying up for the Broncos defense. No Deontay Johnson, no Adam Thielen. Andy Dalton's out. Bryce Young is back in. He's a turnover machine. Denver Broncos defense is probably going to be a little chalky, but I think the Broncos are going to come up huge for us. They've been one of the most reliable defenses this year in daily fantasy, so I'm going with the Broncos. To stick with the Broncos, I'm going with the quarterback that's really cheap, that has the potential to have a big spot and, 4x our money. And that's Bo Nix. I think he could have 2, possibly 3 touchdowns, maybe run for 1. He could easily get us 20 points, right? And we want to be in that 4 to 5x of our salary. A 4x gets us right around 20 points. I think that value is too good to be true against a terrible Carolina Panthers defense, right? That's why I love Bo Nix in this spot. A running back I'm willing to pay for this week, pay up for, in my opinion, is Bijan Robinson at 7,200. Back-to-back 20-point games, right? He's been very, very solid. I look for him to have a big game in this spot against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are, very short-handed, right? And I think they could get out to a lead, so that's going to be even more carries, more touches for Bijan Robinson. I love this spot for Bijan. All right, I want to go with another running back that I think is a little undervalued, and that's Devon Achane from the Miami Dolphins, right? Tua's coming back, and everyone thinks that they're going to drop back 40 times, launch the ball down the field. I think that would be incredibly irresponsible. I think the best thing for Tua in this offense is to really establish the run, right? Play action pass, develops off a good run game, and you don't put him in harm's way in his first game back. I look for the Miami Dolphins to want to run the ball 20, 30 times in this game, and Achane is the guy who can get us over 20 fantasy points, especially coming in at a little bit of a discount at $6,200, right? So now our average player price remaining is at $5,400. A guy I like is Jackson Smith-Njigba at $6,100. DK Metcalf is dealing with an MCL sprain. He's probably not going to play this week, right? If he does ultimately end up playing, we have to pivot. But I don't think that happens. Tyler Lockett's more of a deep threat, so the offense is going to have to run through Kenneth Walker, who's dealing with a little bit of an injury, and Jackson Smith-Njigba. I think he can get over 10 targets in this game. I think it's a great spot. 10 targets, a possible touchdown opportunity. I love Jackson Smith-Njigba this week. Buffalo and Seattle. The total's pretty high too. I just really like this spot. And it's going to be like a rainy, kind of gross game. So some of these short intermediate routes is going to be where Geno Smith is going to be looking to go. Deep balls are really hard to get off when the wind's blowing, the rain's coming down, the ball's a little bit slippery. You want more short passes. That's why I like Jackson Smith-Njigba in this spot. Another guy I really like, going with the Atlanta Falcons, who could dominate in this game, is Darnell Mooney, right? Mooney had a really big game against Tampa Bay earlier in the year. 34 fantasy points, right? I think he could tear it up again. $5,800. I love that spot for him, right? And then another wide receiver that we have to get needs to give us some value, right? We need someone in that $5,000-ish range. But before we go there, I know the tight end that I want. The tight end I want this week, who I think could have a really big game, is Evan Ingram from Jacksonville. 5K, right around where we want it to be. So now, do we punt the flex or do we punt the wide receiver? We need to find some value in that 5K range. And, I love myself some Courtland Sutton at $5,300 going up against possibly the worst defense in the NFL. Actually, they're ranked 32nd, so the Panthers are the worst. And we want to pair someone with Bo Nix. This is going to be a super contrarian play. But if this plays out the way I think it potentially could, It's going to really separate ourselves from the pack, right? I love that pick at $5,300. So now at $5,100, we have a little more flexibility, right? As we're looking at all these different guys, Roma Dunze and then Njoku is a great pick. 23 points last week. I think they're really going to run the offense through him again with Watson being out. I love Njoku in the spot. He's definitely someone I'm circling, right? We got to try to find some value. Tight end seems to be, some good value. I like Sam Laporta as well, but he's been kind of MIA in this offense a little bit. And then who are the Panthers going to throw the ball to? Xavier Legette could be very interesting, right? But Bryce Young has been trash, right? So I'd rather go with Njoku at the tight end spot, $5,100. We use up our entire salary, guys. I love this lineup. Get excited about this lineup. Bo Nix, Robinson, Achane, Njigba, Mooney, Sutton, Ingram, Njoku, Broncos defense. Let's win $1 million. I'm rolling my $20 into this lineup. Let's crush it, guys. Don't forget, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're into sports betting or if you just want to support me and the channel, check out my memberships. We have memberships as low as 99 cents. If you just want to support me and what I'm doing for our audience, I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Let me know in the comments, what are some sleeper players that you really like in daily fantasy? I would love to hear your thoughts. And what are some of your favorite bets this week in the NFL? I always love hearing your guys' input in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys. Peace.